Hello everyone, and welcome back to PES 07. So, today we'll have a compilation of various games I've played in between, either with the new settings or with the old settings. So the first two games will have the older settings, which we ended up playing against Celtic FC and against Rangers FC. And then for the second two games, we'll have against Porto in the league. All the first three games we're in the league, and then the final game will be against Sporting CP in the Division 2 Cup. So I didn't know that was a competition, so that'll be interesting, and probably if we win that, hopefully they give us an additional $2,000, I guess you could say dollars, and payroll to be able to use for our funding. So if we are able to get that, super. Then I won't have to worry about selling a player or two because of that. But at the moment, we're kind of in a flux of who are we going to keep, who are we going to sell. And even though we have a good team, we have been struggling, especially as you just saw, we lost 1-0 to Celtic, and then we're going to struggle against Rangers as well in the end. So, kind of something to discuss, because I have gotten to the point where PES 07 runs fairly smooth with the new settings I provided. I updated the software for PCSX2, and so everything's fairly smooth as long as nothing breaks. We're fine, which I don't think will, unless they decide to do like a ghost update, which I don't believe they do with their software. So, with that in mind, we should be able to have a very comfortable series now, and it'll be very interesting because we have Man United, we're in the second division, so who are we going to keep, who we're going to sell. They do have two players that are fairly substantial in the market funds and the salary, so I believe one's about 1,500 in salary and another one's about 1,600. So if we sold those two in the transfer window, hopefully we can, and we don't pick anyone else up, which I wouldn't perceive why we would need to. I think our squad size is fine, especially for PES 07, and we're in the second division, so we're not going to be playing any European competitions, so it's kind of very important that we just get a set squad and we work from there. Another player that I would look to probably get rid of would be like Heinz, because apologies, I'm still sick as well, but Heinz would be a good player to get rid of, because then we can have Patrice Evra take up that spot. Wes Brown might be another good player to get rid of, and then we might be able to bring in like a very young center back, because I think Wes Brown at the time was getting older, if I do not mistaken. Because we already do have Vidic, and we have Rio Ferdinand, so obviously we would like to keep those, but Rio's wages and salary are very, very high, so that's another thing to keep in mind. But as I said, we would struggle against Rangers, and we ended up losing 2-1 after being 1-0 up. And the biggest issue, if you look at the shot counts we had 17 shots, 7 on target. That's pretty poor. And the biggest issue is that we just can't finish anything. So that's something we have to work on, and I was going to go into this game against Porto, and I was going to just play the game, see how we did, and then we had some really weird calls, and I was getting frustrated with it, so I paused it the first time. Not this clip, I'm not showing the gameplay from the first attempt, and I just paused it, and apologies for that little skip, I had a congestion. I just paused the game. I said, okay, we're going to restart, we're going to refocus and readjust, because, yeah, the series is meant to be challenging, but at the same time, it's meant to be enjoyable. And if I'm not enjoying it, and I can't lower the difficulty, as far as I know, I need to be able to focus, readjust, and try again. So, our second attempt at playing against Porto, we go 1-0 up over Michael Carrick's really great goal, and then 2-0 up over Wayne Rooney. And I started feeling, okay, this feels a lot quicker, this feels a lot easier, and I'm starting to get back to how PES 07 works and how to adjust to it as well. So, in the end, we end up winning 2-0 against Porto, and it's a good result. I think it moves us further back up the table. At the moment, I think we were pretty low at the table. It's maybe 5th or 6th in the table. But then we play against Sporting CP in the Cup, so a very different environment. But our main goal obviously is just to do our best, try to win the final record, but it actually goes very quick into a challenge, which it's very odd. I'm trying to figure out how to do the slide challenges without hurting someone, but as you see, Rogmanoli is put on a stretcher and receives treatment, then comes back later. But besides that, we actually played very well against Sporting CP and against Porto, which then leads me to think that we can actually do well at this difficulty. It just takes us a second, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer scores there. And against Porto, I was having issues with Zaha. I didn't think he was finishing very well, so I thought, okay, I'll put Solskjaer up there and see what happens. He is 33, getting very old, but he still would likely be a good finisher, and here he shows he very much well is, because he just gets the right spot, waits, Patrice Evra takes the ball, plays it in. So we had a couple changes for this match. We had Patrice Evra starting at the left back position, and then like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and then Park Jin-sun in the midfield as well. But once these highlights finish out, we'll finish out the episode. As you see, we end up scoring again with Wayne Rooney to make it 2-0. But next episode, hopefully I won't be so stuffy, because it sounds really, really bad. And then we'll have more matches to speak of. I might do this idea. I like doing like 4 or 5 games together. That way I can just play them and it gets them out sooner. So that'll probably be the plan for next episode. But again, we win against Sporting CP and we do really well. So again, thank you guys for watching. Apologize for the poor quality and audio, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.